framework is not compatible.
Genetic coding tower's at 97%.
I'm gonna say this once.
How about nunts?
Shut it down.
Nope, not gonna happen.
No, go on. You were saying?
I'm sorry, that was odd.
Thor, you helped create this?
The Avengers cannot defeat Ultron.
Not alone.
I looked in your head and saw annihilation.
Look again. There may be no way to make you trust me, but we need to go.
Well done.
3 minutes. Get what you need.
As you'd expect from someone as understated as Tony Stark, the Avengers Quinjet is quite a bit more advanced than the ones we had back in S.H.I.E.L.D. It's slightly larger to accommodate the entire team, but is still just as fast and maneuverable as the previous model with, hey, this is starting to sound like a commercial. All you need to know is it will get you to Sokovia. Watch out, Ultron. The Avengers are coming your way.
Ultron knows we're coming. Odds are we'll be riding into heavy fire. Our priority is getting the people of Sokovia out. We find out what Ultron's been building. We find Romanoff. And we clear the field.
Natasha! You all right?
I don't suppose you found a key lying around somewhere.
Yeah, I did.
Ultron.
You shut me out. You take away my world, I take away yours.
We gotta move.
I adore you. But I need the other guy.
The other guy? I thought you'd never ask.
Let's finish the job.
Huh? I never get a break.
LEGO Marvel's Avengers walkthrough. So this is the second to last level for the Age of Ultron movie, but not quite the last levels for this game. There are actually 3 more after Ultron, or you could just log out. You could just exit to the map screen and just pretty much do those other 3 movies whenever you want. And the other 3 movies are of course, Winter Soldier, Iron Man 3, and Thor 2. But anyway, let's continue on with this part. So we get to ride Hulk, for whatever that sounds like to you. Black Widow gets to ride Hulk, and we have to take him up the mountain here. So it's going to be a pretty straightforward kind of climbing puzzle. That was actually one of my favorite parts in this game. I thought this was a lot of fun. Most of the game to me wasn't really that much fun, but this one was. So you can throw that rock through this train, bus, whatever it is, with Hulk, and then you're going to want to switch on over to Black Widow. And I kept trying to switch here, and then I thought maybe I could Like, okay, this is what was happening here. I was trying to switch to Black Widow, but nothing was really happening. So I thought, okay, maybe I can't switch to Black Widow. I have to climb in there with Hulk. Well, that wasn't working. So then I'm like, okay, well, I pick up this rock and the screen focuses on that dust or on that smoke. So do I have to throw the rock over there? No, of course I don't. Now I can finally switch to Black Widow. I don't know. So we need to get this train out of the way, or whatever this is, out of the way so the Hulk can actually come through. And it's actually funny, in the LEGO Marvel Superheroes game, there was a level where we were playing as the Thing, and for the first half of that stupid video I kept calling the Thing the Hulk, and eventually I figured it out near the end of the video, but people will not let me forget that I kept calling him the Hulk, and I guess all that shows is how unknowledgeable I am when it comes to Marvel stuff, but I think it's kind of funny, so maybe I should call him the Thing in this part. But anyway, so we need to jump on the back of Black Widow first, and we can do that just by whacking her really hard with the Hulk's green fist. I don't know why that was so funny. And then once we get up here, you can switch to Black Widow when she is on his back, and then you're going to want to aim with the gun. But it's kind of odd. You have to be in a pretty specific spot, at least I had to be, to aim for that target. And finally, you let me hit it. Then you'll want to jump on over there with Black Widow. I think it does that automatically. And then you can switch to her again, and you'll want to shoot that other target up here, which will move down this other train. And then you're going to be able to jump over here with Hulk, who just comes right on over on his own. So now there's going to be some fire in the way, but I don't really think there's a whole lot we need to do about that. So just destroy that if you want to, jump back onto Hulk, and then start climbing up this area, and that'll be it for this section of the level. The next part will, of course, be a cutscene, but first we have to take out a few more targets.
Now go be a hero.
If it drops,
Global extinction.
Go, go, go!
You okay?
This is all our fault.
Hey, look at me. It's your fault. It's everyone's fault. Who cares? But I'm going back out there because it's my job. Staying here, you're good. But if you step out that door, you are an Avenger.
What a nice, touching chicken scene with Hawkeye, who is probably my least favorite Captain America, what am I saying, my least favorite Marvel character, and Scarlet Witch, who I swear they never mentioned her name once throughout the Ultron movie, and I had no idea who she was. I had no idea who Quicksilver was. I think they're from X-Men, but I never really cared about X-Men, so I don't know. Anyway, I just thought that scene was one of the weirdest, like, scenes. That and the one where everybody's in the, they're in that farmhouse, and what's her name, Black Widow, is like hitting really hard on the Hulk. I mean, that just, those were some of the worst scenes. Those were like Anakin level of scenes to me. So anyway, let's not talk about the cringiness of some of these movies. We just need to drill open this wall, and then we can fire away at the silver bricks with Hawkeye here, and that'll let us open up this part, and both of them are going to need to jump on over there, and they should be able to do that just fine. Hawkeye's kind of interesting here. You can actually jump onto that part and take a little bit mini of a shortcut, I guess. And then you want to blow up these dumpsters, and you should be able to build an object that I think we have to use Scarlet Witch for. Yep, okay, so we have to do yet another Harry Potter Force type thing. So switch to Scarlet Witch, and for some reason she has absolutely no interest in following me, so she's all the way over there, so we'll have to go on those rails again. then you can just pick this up and you'll want to drag that all the way to the top where we saw that spot where we're supposed to put it. And I was kind of confused because it wasn't that obvious to me, even though now that I think back it was pretty obvious, so I do finally figure it out. And then a rope is going to fall on down, and we just have to climb up the rope and jump into that big gaping hole in the wall. And then we're going to notice that Iron Man's going to come save a guy in a tub, and it seems like it'd be a little bit more energy efficient to pick the guy up instead of the whole tub. I mean, tubs weigh a lot, but hey, he's Iron Man, don't argue with him. So then we're going to want to get rid of some of these bricks, and then we can stand on the platform and then use Scarlet Witch to come up here. And then we'll want to blow up some of these washing machines so we can open up this golden wall, and then you'll want to use the burning arrow from Hawkeye, which is automatically used when you aim and fire at it, and that will blow up the wall and allow you to walk over here. Now for this part, we're going to have to destroy a ton of Ultron guys, and this is... I'm kind of really contemplating if I want to keep narrating, because this is going to be really obvious, but I will narrate the third part of this level, so I will keep going. But first we need to come down here, and we notice there's Quicksilver, so we need to get rid of the Ultron guys that are around him. And then once we do that, there's going to be a few more that are going to get tossed at us, and now we have to defeat 25 of them. So this is where using combos is pretty useful, and I would avoid pushing the B button unless you really like seeing the finishing combos, just because the B button takes a while to kill these guys, and if you just rush around mashing the attack button, they tend to die a little bit quicker. I just whacked the desk there with my phone, sorry if that was really loud. And if you get close to another hero, you'll notice this kind of blue, I think it's blue B that shows up over their head, and you can do a pretty cool combo that'll take out pretty much all the enemies around you. And I just did one right there, that was kind of luck, but if you just sort of hit as much as you can and then just try to aim your face at a hero and then wait for that B to show up, then it should do kind of a cool combo that'll take out at least 3 or 4 of them. So right here, here's one with Hawkeye. He picks up a bunch and there went 4 of them. So that was kind of cool. That's a pretty good way to defeat him, but it's, I don't know, it's up to you. You can defeat these 25 however much you want, and as soon as these all die, then there will be another cutscene and then the final part of the level.
All right, we're all clear here. We are not clear. All right, coming to you.
I've got airborne heading up to the bridge.
Cap, you got incoming.
Incoming already came in.
Thor, well, were you napping?
Alright, now for the third and final part, and there might be a barking dog in the background because the mailman just came by and she's kind of growling at the door. It's kind of funny because, you know, the mailman comes by every day and she still wants to bark at him. I guess she just thinks it's her job, but it's good for dogs. It's good to have a dog that barks when someone comes by than it is to have a dog that does nothing when someone comes by. And I'm not saying dogs that do nothing don't deserve to live. I'm saying they don't deserve to be. No, I'm just kidding. I actually have 2 dogs, and one that does nothing and one bird that does everything, so I guess she does think it's her job. Anyway, enough about my dogs. Let's just continue on with this level and put out these 3 fires with Captain America and then build this charging thing. So then we're going to want to switch to Thor, push and hold the B button to charge up his hammer, and this is one time when it's pretty useful. If you charge up his hammer and then if you ground pound, like right there, the electricity in his hammer will probably one-hit everything that surrounds him. So that's really awesome, especially for the next level, which is basically one gigantic boss fight. So just charge this up and then we'll be able to free open this part of the railway train, whatever the heck it is, monorail, I don't know. I don't live in a city, I don't know what monorails are. And then there's going to be more these aliens that come down and get blown up immediately, so that was spectacular. Did I call them aliens? Well, I guess artificial intelligence is an alien, so I wasn't wrong, I just wasn't right. And once they get blown up, then we'll just have to kill a few other things, but eventually you'll be able to build this switch, and then you want to throw Captain America's shield straight into that, as we have done many, many times before in this game. And then we'll be able to, I think that it's a cement truck. What does this do? Does that, okay, I guess it fills up this hole with cement. That's a lot of cement in that truck. Man, I bet a lot of people wish they could shove that much cement in their trucks. So anyway, once we come on over here, we'll want to put out a few more fires with Captain America, and we kind of have to do this for Thor because despite being a Norse god, he isn't so frozen he can't put out flames with his sheer cold-heartedness, but I guess that's okay. Just put out the fire and then fly up here and make sure you land, push X so you can break open the back of this semi-truck, and then you can come on forward here, and we're gonna have to just deal with this thing. I got a true Avenger, so yay, achievement. And once we do this final part in this level, then that'll be it for this video.
Cap, these people are going nowhere. If Stark finds a way to blow this rock.
I'm not leaving this rock with one civilian on it.
You didn't say we should leave. Where else am I gonna get a view like this?
Glad you like the view, Romanov. It's about to get better. Pulled her out of mothballs with a couple of old friends. She's dusty, but she'll do.